And hello everyone, it is Peter Sam, the Narrow Gauge Engine here, back with Rating the Railway series. Yes, I'm giving you a double upload of this series in 1 week. I know, I am a godsend. I get it. Today we'll be reviewing two books that I'm not sure about. You know, I think both are ones that have a lot of love in the Railway series fandom. The Twin Engines and Enterprising Engines both have significant hype around them. And my question today is, does it live up? Because I've seen a few people say that, the Twin Engines is the best book, or Enterprising Engines is the best book, and while that is their opinion, I do want to make up my own mind. So, as usual, we are going to be starting with the first of the two, the Twin Engines. Now, the Twin Engines is one that I feel could be a lot better, especially with the stupid decision to make Donald and Douglas's words as if spelt as if they were pronounced, which I think, well, Audrey probably thought, oh, that's genius. I don't like it. It's weird and I can't read any of this. So bear with me. I'm going to try and solely base it on just story, but if there's a bit too much of the old, I can't read this, so I can't get it fully, I'm going to have to deduct points. So yeah, let's just hop into the first story. Our first story here is Hello Twins. Now, gotta say, it's probably one of the weakest stories I've ever seen. We're off to a bit of a bad start, considering that this is literally just about 5 pages of talking about why Donald and Douglas are needed, and the fact that both of them came when one engine was ordered. That's nice, but I think it focuses a bit too much on the precursor to them arriving. It's just not me. It's just not my taste. It's not for me, really. It's just, this is why they were needed, and when they showed up after about 50 pages of fucking reading, about 2 of them. There were 2 of them. Surprise. Yeah, that's it. It's a nice introduction story, but that's all it is. It's nothing else really, and also cannot read a single word of what they're saying. So, I mean, I can read bits, but it's just like the ratio to stuff I can interpret and translate, and the stuff I can't is a lot. I'm probably gonna get a bit of backlash for this. I don't really like this book, just saying. So yeah, The Missing Coach is our next story, and I gotta say, this is a good concept, and I just think it's played out a bit weirdly, and it's sort of confusing, even for me. Like, I get that what Audrey's going for, but the whole swapping of the tender thing, and it's sort of played out weirdly. I don't know how to describe it. I think if they just showed them swapping, that would have been so much better. And I don't know why they call it the missing coach when that's literally not the entire plot. Like, the main focus of this plot was the fact that they swapped tenders. So why is it called the missing coach? A coach, by the way, that I'd like to point out, is only mentioned once to be on Thomas's train. A coach that's only mentioned here, and it's never seen again. And it's a coach that doesn't even look like it belongs on Thomas's train. John T. Kenny really tried to emphasise that this is bullshit. Because it just looks so stupid on the end of Thomas's train. Yeah, I don't appreciate this very much. It's a nice concept, but it's just, from the title choice to the confusing stuff that happens, I'm glad that Britt Allcroft didn't make this an episode. I agree. I think it would have been a bit too confusing for kids. I certainly would have never wrapped my head around it as a kid, and I am very much glad that she didn't adapt this. Although it would have been nice to see what it was like. I don't appreciate it. I can't. Okay, Break Van is our third story here, and I gotta say, this is a much better improvement. I actually like this one. yeah, it's got a fun plot with a villain that's not an engine, which is good and is a good use of rolling stock, I think, and I think they're very downplayed in the saga as a whole. But yeah, here we've got a nice evil break van who isn't exactly the most in-depth character and has like 2 lines, but I'll forgive it. It's fine. I don't mind. But I do like this villain. He's very fun. And I like the play on words in the title as well. We've got a good title here. Yeah. It's a fun one, definitely. Double the crashes as well. That is nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's Breakvan. What do you want me to do? It's pretty good. That's it. The Deputation is our last story here, and what can I say? I love it just as much. It's got the beautiful snow scenery. It's got the Deputation mispronunciation. Yeah. I love this one just as much. I think there's a lot less to talk about because it's very short. I think the story lengths here are a bit of bull because Breakvan, you can tell it's thick, just scrolling past the pages, flipping the pages and then getting to the Deputation, you can tell it's not as thick as the Breakvan, which probably takes about 40% of the book. Yeah, it's not the best. You can tell Hello Twins is very small and the Deputation is very small, and then the other 2 stories here are very large. But, I like the Deputation. It's fun. It's a nice way to cap off Donald and Douglas as characters and, their story. And it makes them useful as well. It gives them some proper use as Scottish engines. And Audrey uses them in a way that they would probably be used in real life, He plays them to their strengths, I guess is what I'm trying to say. He plays them to their strengths. Yeah, very good. Well done, Audrey. You've reinstilled my faith into this book with one little 6-page story. Yeah. Okay, now we're moving on to Enterprising Engines, another one that gets a lot of love from the fandom as a whole. Let's see if it lives up to it in my eyes. I think I should start by saying that, just because I slandered the other book, just in case I say something that someone doesn't like. But yeah, Tenders for Henry. It is a great play on the Flying Scotsman's attributes, and it's always nice to see when Audrey influences his writing from real life things. It's all throughout the series, and here it's the most blatant. So I'm mentioning it here because, the Flying Scotsman is a real engine. Tenders for Henry is solid, I think, and I think that's just the word I'm going to use for it. It definitely brings back Henry because we haven't seen him in ages. I don't think he's had a story in forever. I can't remember the last time I saw a Henry story in one of these episodes, so it's nice to see that he's getting one. He's definitely one of the most underrated engines, I think. While not my favourite, certainly he is a solid engine. And yeah, it's a nice trick on Henry, and I think having Duck be that engine because he's a tank engine is nice. I just really like it. Although I'm questioning why is Duck here and not over on his own branch line. That's a bit weird. I thought Enterprising Engines was more of a mainline sort of location-esque thing for this. But yeah, it's whatever. I'm not going to judge. I do like it though. Super Rescue is the second story here, and I've got to say, I love almost everything. Almost. Apart from the fact that Diesel's... Alright, I'm going to phrase this in a way that makes sense. So, the real life aspect of this is gone here, I think, to make the plot fit around Henry being a saviour. That's sort of the way I mean. So, what happens is 199 and 7101, new Diesels, they both break down and Henry has to just pull them along and save them. Yep. Even though he's got a bust regulator. I think it's a bust regulator. I can't remember quite. I think it's that though. Yeah, that's ridiculous though, isn't it? How is he able to pull 2 diesels on the trains, even though he's got a bust regulator? That is mental. And it's completely unrealistic. But I don't have a problem with anything else, alright? I like it. I really do. I think it's really, really good. I think the pacing is great. I think the diesels contrast each other very well, and I like how the colour palette makes them sort of look the same, and you expect them to be the same, but they're not, and it's good that the way that they play off that. And I like that one of the diesels go, and one of them stays, and I think, you know, doesn't he change his colour? 7101? I think he goes green, but yeah, amazing. Simply good. And almost perfect if it wasn't for the unrealisticness, despite being very realistic in the story previous. That's the only problem. But yeah, really, really good. Escape is our third story here, and it's Escape. That's all I can say. It's Escape. It's in my top 20 best episodes. So obviously, this is a favourite for me. A clear 5 out of 5. I think you already knew that I was going to rate this 5 out of 5. And it's just a joy to read, and it's great. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, I had a little problem with Super Rescue, but there's nothing wrong with this. I do question the fact that Toad wants to be Douglas's brake van. That's a bit weird, because that's sort of where the TV the Railway series parts. But you know, it's still a wondrous thing. Also, I prefer the TV series when they implicate Edward and Trevor, and him rescuing Trevor from Scrap. That's a nice connection there, and I would have liked it if Audrey had done that, but he didn't, and that's alright. I'm alright with that. Yeah, it's Escape. Come on, guys, it's Escape. What do you want me to say? Our last story here is Little Western. It's a weak ending to a really strong book. It's not bad by any means, it's just weaker than everything else here. And it's sort of short and snappy, and it gets to the point, and that's alright. But I don't know, it just sort of focuses more on Oliver than anything else. And I get that Oliver's sort of, you know, his story arc needs to be completed, but what about, you know, 7101? And they get rid of the Flying Scotsman as fast as they can. So, you know, that's just great. I think just more time should have been spent on every character that we got to meet throughout this book. You know, I think it would have benefited from that. But oh well. Yeah, it is what it is. I still really like the ending, and it's nice to see Oliver finally be happy after escaping for so long. So yeah, let's get to the ratings. So the ratings for the twin engines are Hollow Twins with a 1.5 out of 5, The Missing Coach with a 2.5 out of 5, Brake Van and The Deputation both get a 3.5 out of 5, giving a total of 5.5 out of 10. Enterprising Engines. Tenders for Henry gets a 3.5 out of 5, Super Rescue gets a 4.5 out of 5, Escape gets a 5 out of 5, and The Little Western gets a 3 out of 5, giving a total of 8 out of 10. So, to me, it's clear which one is the winner. It is obviously Enterprising Engines. Now, I know that the Twin Engines gets a lot of love, and, you know, it's a Railway Series book. It's obviously deserved, unless your dream's the Red Engine, in which case you're crazy for giving it love. It's a satanic spawn. Anyway, yeah, it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. It's just a bit indecipherable for me. I think that's the straight whiteness in me coming out, but yeah, Enterprising Engines is a near enough masterpiece. It takes a third spot underneath Gallant Old Engine and Mainline Engines, tied second, tied first, something like that. But yeah, Enterprising Engines, strong, very, very strong. I like it. I mean, I like the Twin Engines. It's alright as well. But yeah, it's obvious for me. I'd rather go for Enterprising Engines any day of the week if I saw both of these and I could only read one. I'd definitely read Enterprising Engines. And that's a wrap. So I'll see you next week with the next installment. Might see you soon with another video. Thomas the Tank Engine Season 3 in a nutshell is in production right now. I might do some other things as well. We'll see, you know. Anyway, that's been me, and I'll see you later.